Now take your finger, just do this to the bottom.
What the I never saw this episode. This one of the deleted scenes? In Zoom, how Beyond Scared Straight failed to prevent kids from becoming criminals.
Beyond Scared Straight is easily one of the most controversial shows in history. Parents of troubled youth pay for their children to tour the inside of a prison or county jail so they can be exposed to the dark reality of life behind bars. When they arrive, they meet with real inmates who strike fear into them with threat.
Like, look how little bro looking down here. You think he care about what they gotta tell him? In his head, this is all a TV show. He don't care. Look at, he grabbing up on this dude's shirt. Oh my God, man, hold on. This man might be the next King Von, for all we know. This white dude up here with the little haircut up top. Yeah, he might be the next King Von, bro.
With the goal being to prevent today's teenagers from becoming tomorrow's prisoners. But their exposure therapy techniques are definitely questionable.
Hey, imagine this. Did this dude look like one of them prison gooners, bro? One of them dudes, you don't let him catch you in your cell alone, or you drop that soap, he gonna get you.
Why the wrong with you, dog? Ooh, chill out. You are starting in the wrong way.
This Kool-Aid, we put this on just like you. Lick.
Hey, what? This shit out of a movie.
Your lips. Now stick your hand in that Kool-Aid. Just stick it in there. Now take your finger, just do this to the bottom one. Come here.
What the Hold on. I never saw this episode. This one of the deleted scenes? What is this?
I kiss you, you orange flavor mother.
You ready? You hard, man. You hard. You want to?
Oh my God.
Try me. Try me. Yeah, try me. I want you to try me.
But look how he looking, bro. See, in my head, somebody like this, they was gonna be a criminal regardless. Your mama paid for you to be here, man. She wasted her money.
I want you to try me. Try.
Now, there's no doubt that the show is entertaining and has given us some pretty hilarious moments over the years. However, our entertainment is at the expense of children's suffering. And the craziest part is, it has been proven on multiple—
I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel bad for bad little kids. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Hey, if y'all ever been around kids, even if you've grown up around kids, which I'm sure you have, right? We've all grown up around kids our age. Hey, when them bad kids be acting bad, come on, man, ain't no helping them. Ain't no stopping them.
occasions that Scared Straight doesn't work. In fact, it might actually increase their chances of becoming lifelong criminals.
I mean, I get that.
A lot of people don't realize that Scared Straight is not just a television show on A&E. It's a program that has been implemented all over the United States for the past 50 years. And the reason it got so popular was—
now look, he's smiling going up in there. And this is like, oh, I'm really becoming a criminal. Like, this is like, imagine Harvard, right, for scholars. This is like their version of Harvard. You feel me?
Was based on just one alleged successful experiment. Scared Straight was the name of a television documentary released in 1978, produced by Arnold Shapiro. It was critically acclaimed, won an Academy Award, and even won an Emmy.
See, they're gonna put lipstick on your lips, earrings in your ear, and you swishing your ass up and down these tears, hustling cigarettes for your man.
Oh my God, imagine. See, that's what I'm saying. Like a young Zoom in this situation. Hey, you best believe after this situation, I'm sitting like this in class. I got my pencil like this. I got my piece of paper. I'm listening to everything the teacher's saying. Right? But some kids, it don't work like that. Some kids, this like, oh yeah, nah, this motivate them. This is like David Goggins in the morning, but for them. You feel me?
What did I say? What did I say, mother? You're here for 2 hours, you belong to us for 2 hours.
The film documented youth offenders who visited Rahway State Prison in New Jersey. They met with inmates with the goal of being so scared of going to prison that they went on to live a straight or crime-free life. The documentary claimed that 80 to 90% of the 8,000 children who visited Rahway's program would go on to remain law-abiding citizens afterwards. Okay. The popularity and surprisingly positive results led to more than 30 states rapidly implementing the program. No further questions were asked. Jails and prisons all over the country saw one documentary and thought they had a solution to all of their youth offender problems. The program's validity was immediately questioned by juvenile delinquency professionals, but that didn't stop it from becoming popular. The original documentary was followed by Scared Straight.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like in today's age of 2026, a title like Scared Straight, it just wouldn't cut it, bro. You feel me? It wouldn't cut it in today's age. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Another Story in 1980, also produced by Arnold Shapiro. This one was just a dramatic film. The subjects were actors who did scripted reenactments of
Hold on, when was this recorded? In 1526? Man, this John is in like 240p.
their petty crimes, which led them to entering the Scared Straight program, being screamed at, and then feeling reformed after a couple overnights in the prison. Then in 1987, Scared Straight 10 years later aired.
I'll be your host for Scared Straight 10
Hey, oh my life, is that Whoopi Goldberg?
years later. A fascinating update on what's happened to the kids and the convicts.
I'm not even being funny.
Ago.
Is that her?
What I steal, I need, and I want.
That's embarrassing. 10 years ago, yeah, I did that. I did that to look good. Now the difference is I want to look good, but I like to pay for what I take.
We got to see the original 1978 crew, and they all explained how much the program changed their life for the better. The second half of the documentary introduced a new group of troubled teenagers. After their trip to Rahway State Prison, the documentary claimed that all 17 of the youth offenders were crime-free just 3 months after their visit. Then MTV connected with Shapiro for another sequel, Scared Straight 99. This documentary was potentially the most raw and shocking of them all. The prisoners were threatening these kids to levels we had never seen before.
Hey, like imagine that. You know that nigga ain't brushed his teeth and I don't know how long. You know that man ain't brushed his teeth. He's sitting there in your face like this. Like, hey, bro, I would I would have had to hit him with one of them junts. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a civilian though. But it's just off of principle. Don't come in my face with your musty, funky breath. You feel me?
One inmate made a kid hold his pocket as he walked around the cell.
As a matter of fact, hold on to this mother. Hold on to my mother. White and you walk with me, mother.
This was highly regarded as one of the best.
I'm so glad you will never catch footage of me doing this as a kid. Hey, bro, like imagine if you're like a rapper and like you blow up one day, but then they found footage of you holding a man's pocket. Oh my God, bro. Your career is cooked.
Out of the series, and people still genuinely believe this was an effective form of therapy for youth offenders, which makes sense when you consider the societal standard during this time period. Mental health issues that are widely known today had not been vigorously studied. Mental health as a whole wasn't taken as seriously as it is now. Plus, it was a lot more common for parents to use tough love and physical punishment to discipline their children. These programs were seen as an extremely...
Y'all, I will never forget my first whooping. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we can all remember our very first whooping. I would talk about it, but it's really traumatic, man. Give me 10 likes and I'll make a story about it.
cheap and convenient solution to a very complex problem that is juvenile delinquency. But where Scared Straight received renowned media attention was when they released their 20 years later special. They claimed that of the 17 original 1978 children, only one of them became a career criminal.
Wow.
The 95% success rate shocked news publications. Scared Straight was a miracle solution. They used 17 people's stories for 20 years to justify this entire program around the United States. But the popular A&E series you all know and love didn't come until 2011.
But look, that's what I'm saying though. The bigger it get, the more money it make. The more money it make, the worse the product get, bro. Come on. Because then you get them CEO types, them Elon Musk, them billionaires taking over the projects, and then it ain't good no more. You feel me? It don't.
And was produced by the same man, Arnold Shapiro. So by the time most of us became aware of Scared Straight, it had already been a well-seasoned program all over the United States for 30 plus years. Beyond Scared Straight was a TV show that documented the experiences of troubled children as they embarked on a forced tour of a maximum security prison or jail. During the tours,
whoa. You got this man with his shirt off. First off, he's jacked. Hey, imagine being like 14 years old and this grown buff man got you like this. I wish somebody would, bro.
Inmates and officers would go to the greatest lengths.
Oh my God!
Locking them in cells, putting lipstick on them, roughing them up, anything they could do to shock the children and make them terrified of going to prison in hopes that it would steer them clear of a life of crime.
I'm gonna be real though, this is good propaganda. This really kept me off the streets. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Without this show, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have been on the streets. You probably would have saw like me with a little mug shot. I'm playing. But no, for real though. Ain't nobody finna rub Kool-Aid packets on my lips. That's not happening ever.
What's up? You like to fight, homie? That's what you like to do, huh? You little bitch. You's a bitch, homie. You's a Pop-Tart. I see right through you, homie.
You better not stop. You better.
Come on, man. You a hard. You want to do hard?
There you go. You want to try me?
Should you smirk at me?
He says he don't know. You
What
can't
the-
speak up, can you?
Are you
Why can't you
smirking at
speak
me?
up?
Fact, bitch, you hold this. You drop it, I'll smack out of you. I don't give a about going.
This was the most staggering and horrific Scared Straight program we had ever seen, and people loved it. The show's premiere alone attracted a staggering 3.7 million viewers, making it the most watched original series debut in the network's history. The undeniable success of Beyond Scared Straight led them to producing 83 episodes across 9 seasons.
I'm gonna tell you why this show is so popular though, bro. It's because the majority of people are not criminals. You feel me? So we get to see a life of what it's like to be like in this criminal society. It's like a movie. It don't even make sense to us civilians. You feel me? I'm a civilian.
Spanning from 2011 until 2015. But the most eye-opening realization about this show is that the Scared Straight program was proven by the federal government not to work. Since the release of the original film, many justice institutions and criminal prevention professionals have thoroughly studied the effects of the program to determine if it actually works. Surprisingly, numerous studies have shown that the Scared Straight method can actually do more harm than good. The most significant study was conducted by the US Department of Justice after the release of the original film. They examined the outcomes of 9 controlled trials conducted from 1967 to 1992. This involved over 900 children, with the average age of 15 to 17, who participated in Scared Straight-like programs in 8 different states. Also, each study was conducted by a different research team. Every one of these studies also had a control group that did not attend a Scared Straight program, so they were comparing youth offenders who went to Scared Straight versus youth offenders who didn't attend one, and measured their likeliness to become a reoffender. The study found no evidence to support the effectiveness of Scared Straight in similar programs.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like Scared Straight will not work if you're from the hood. Like if you live in the hood and you're like exposed to violence and you know what I'm saying, like these like dangerous personalities on a daily, it won't work at all. Like it will just make you a criminal. But if you're from the suburbs and you have a good family with a good background, you got a lawyer for a dad, a doctor for an uncle, yeah, it'll work.
In fact, all analysis showed that involvement in these programs increased measures of crime and delinquency. In nearly every one of the 9 studies, the group who went to Scared Straight had a higher rate of reoffense than the group who didn't go. After this comprehensive study was published, many others were conducted with different test subjects, different age groups, and different crimes. Many of the studies would produce...
Hey, but see, my thing is, why don't y'all talk about the different backgrounds? Where are these people from? Right? Like, where are they from? Where do they live?
Very similar results. In 1997, University of Maryland researchers completed a report for Congress on the evidence for various crime prevention strategies. The researchers had no problem listing Scared Straight as one of the programs that doesn't work. To make things worse, these programs could potentially violate federal law. In 2002, which was 9 years before the first A&E episode aired, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention in Washington informed all states that Scared Straight programs or similar programs may violate the separation requirement of the JJDP Act. According to the act, it is mandatory that juvenile offenders and non-offenders should not be detained or confined in any institution where they may have sight or sound contact with adult offenders. In short, it's illegal to have kids in jail with adults, which makes this clip even harder to watch.
A terrified 9-year-old boy dangled like a raw piece of meat in front of a pack of prisoners. His crime, stealing pocket change from his mom and lying.
I think...
What? You put me here for stealing some bro, not even $20. Yeah, I stole $20 when I was a kid. But for some pocket change? Oh my God, your mama violated you, bro.
I think we can all agree that traumatizing a child to this degree for
Over
stealing
pocket
pocket
change
change is insane. Then filming it, editing it, and putting it out into the world is next level.
Okay, well, hold on. The parents didn't do that, right? That's just the producer who want the money. He did that.
One time they even showed these children a body and described to them what their parents would experience if they go to jail and die while on the inside. These programs...
Okay, I see why this program doesn't work now. You are literally showing them everything you need to show them for them to be a good criminal.
Programs typically break these children down. They start crying, are mortified, and just want to go home. But the sad part is, their home life is probably rough as well. On the surface, the concept behind these scared straight programs makes sense. Troubled kids are so afraid of prison that they change their ways to avoid such a dark...
Bro, because here's the thing. When you grow up in an environment where everything around you gives you a reason to be afraid, at a certain point, bro, you're not afraid of nothing. That's the problem. So really, by putting them in this program, you only make it worse.
Dark future. However, there are multiple examples that say otherwise. Toby Keith Johnson was first featured on the show on season 3, episode 13. He was quiet and didn't show any emotion. The guards tried to break him down and make him feel bad about his choices.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I would have had, hey, I don't care if you're a police officer, I don't care if you're the president. If you ever do that to me, I don't care how old I am, I'm finna steal on you, bro. I'm finna hit you with the nastiest uppercut you've ever seen in your entire life. You gonna have teeth missing. Your jaw gonna be dislocated. Your nose gonna be broken. Don't ever do that to me, bro. Oh my bro.
Budge. At the end, when the parents reunite with the children, Toby's mother didn't show up. 8 months later, Toby was featured on the show again. This time, he was an inmate. He was incarcerated for allegations of assaulting his mom. He got out 2 years later on parole, but sadly, continued a life of crime.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You hit your mama, you're weird.
He was arrested multiple times on meth and gun charges, but the most recent one was the worst of them all. In August of 2020, he was arrested for imprisoning a 25-year-old woman and making threats of harm, with Johnson forcefully grabbing the victim by the throat, choking her, and violently throwing her to the ground. The aggression continued with it, even going as far as Toby threatening her with a knife. Law enforcement would report visible signs of bruising on the victim's neck. I think it's pretty obvious.
So, okay, y'all tell me, a person like this, you think him going to Scare Straight is gonna help him? He's doomed. Like, bro, he was born into this shit. He was born into it, bro.
Obvious that Scared Straight had no positive effect on Toby whatsoever.
No kidding.
Franklin Morris made his premiere on A&E in 2012. At the time of filming, he was living in Baltimore with his mother, Dana. In an emotional episode, Dana revealed the extent of Franklin's school suspensions, stating that she couldn't even begin to give a precise number. Franklin himself shared a nonchalant attitude towards his mother's concerns, saying,
"My mother says I'm either going to end up dead or in jail. I really don't pay no mind."
At the young age...
Hey, and that's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm talking about. I spit on y'all, my fault. Bro, that's what I'm talking about. They don't care if they go to jail. You putting them in Scare Straight is only going to say, okay, oh, this was going to be like, okay. Oh, they start planning it out in their head. They get ready. They get ready. It's Harvard for hood. You feel me? It's Harvard for the hood. It's
age of 14, Franklin participated in the program, already having convictions for gambling and vandalism. One of the incidents that landed Franklin a spot on the show saw Franklin and his friends wreak havoc in a store, knocking items off the shelves and vandalizing a local shop. Years after his time on the show, Franklin Morris became one of 3 teenagers who met a grim fate near a playground in North Baltimore. Alongside a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, Franklin was found shot in the head and pronounced dead at the scene.
Hey, this is why I don't do crime. This is why I stay in the house and make YouTube videos. Oh my God!
I thought about going to the jail it really wasn't no big deal. The reset program, it didn't change me. It really don't feel no different.
Since the majority of the show's participants were children at the time, it's hard to find the long-term results of their lives. However, based on what I found, it seems like a lot of them went on to live regular lives. If you search what happened to so-and-so from Beyond Scared Straight, most of what you find is clickbait leading you to an Instagram page of someone who we can't confirm.
Oh my God. Please tell me that's your mom, bro. Like, not to be mean, not to be disrespectful, but like, I pray that's your mama and not your girl.
was actually on the show. So if the program has been proven to be ineffective through various extensive studies across the past 30 years, why did they do a show about it? Well, that's because the guy who has built his entire career from this program, Arnold Shapiro, is fully convinced that this program is a good thing. Shapiro says that all the extensive studies are totally irrelevant because they were done from 1967 to 1999. He also said that only the academic community believes proper counseling for youth offenders works. If
counseling ain't gonna do nothing for nobody. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. No. Okay, listen, no. Let's cut that out. I'm not saying if you need therapy, get therapy. But I'm saying for people who are going to be criminals, counseling ain't finna do nothing, bruh. Cut that out.
society had the money or resources to do that, that would be great if every kid could have years of counseling, but it's not realistic.
Exactly, bro. It's like you're not going to get a personal counselor for every single kid that need help. It's not possible.
Interesting if A&E used the millions of profits from the show to get these youth offenders counseling, since society...
You know they're not going to do that. Come on. You know they're making a bag over there, bro.
Society doesn't have the money, right? Shapiro shrugs off the criticism of Scared Straight. There's every variation. It works for some, it doesn't work for some. But you can say that about any program that exists. Shapiro thinks that as long as it works for some, then it justifies the program. And since the program exists, he is happy profiting off of it.
I'm not gonna lie. It does keep people like me out of jail, right? I wasn't gonna go in there no way. But if I ever think about doing some crime, I'm gonna go binge watch Beyond Scared Straight. And I guarantee you, when I get through, I'm gonna get right back into work, clock in, and have a good day. You feel me? Come on, man.
It's openly admitted that the children they decide to be on the show are not the ones that they think will change, but rather the ones with the best personality. It really is based on their personalities and what happens with them. We didn't have any belief that Brandon T from Michigan, who stood up to the officers and just kind of had a meltdown, would ever change. Even when the tour was over, he got thrown out, but we still picked him because it was so explosive, and we never saw anything like that before or since.
That's kind of exploitative, I'm not gonna lie. They don't care about people at all. They just want to make a good episode to get some money.
Though other kids have stood up to officers, it's amazing. When I went through high school or even college, you never thought you would disrespect a teacher or an authority figure, especially somebody in law enforcement. But these kids have no fear. It's crucial to question whether the pursuit of profits overshadows moral principles.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna end the video. I mean, we're almost over anyway. On this frame right here, because listen, bro, that's the real reason they do this show. Hey, it ain't to help nobody. Let's keep it a buck. But what do y'all think, man? I'm curious to know what y'all think. Anyways, man, that's the video. Like the video, subscribe today. Do on the Zoom Army. I love y'all, man. We out here. Zoom out.